guys, it's DoctorDead again. And have you ever watched a new anime that you really loved, or even a TV show, and every single person wanted to compare it to something old? Whether it be Breaking Bad and The Wire, Oz and The Sopranos. Well, in this case, it is Jujutsu Kaisen and Yu Hakusho.
Shut up! If you idiots got something to say, say it! But say it to my face, or I'll say it to my fist.
The worst comparison I've heard so far is Jujutsu Kaisen is exactly like fucking Naruto. And I wish I could find the exact tweets.
誠さん、あなたは一体何をしておいでなのでしょうか？
特別な情報操作を行っているわけではない。
使って対抗したら、結局は連中と同じになっちまうぜ。いや、それ以下だ。
あなたの指示に違反することはない。地球の現代技術レベルにのっとってプログラムに修正を施したいと思う。条件をタイプに。
It is disgusting. Anime is anime. It is a form of enjoyment and entertainment. Now, everybody making excessive comparisons. You know, Demon Slayer is not the new One Piece. My Hero Academia is not part of the big three. There will never be another big three. There will never be a bigger series that makes the same amount of sales all at the same time as Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. It's never going to happen. Demon Slayer looks like it might be the new, top of the line anime and manga for now. But let's be real. If you follow sales, Fullmetal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, numerous manga have top tier sales. Now everybody making excessive comparisons. You know, Demon Slayer is not the new One Piece. My Hero Academia is not part of the big three. There will never be another big three. There will never be a bigger series that makes the same amount of sales all at the same time as Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. It's never going to happen. Demon Slayer looks like it might be the new, top of the line anime and manga for now. But let's be real. If you follow sales, Fullmetal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, numerous manga have top tier sales. Just to reiterate, Gojo is not like fucking Kakashi.
無料空所。
Jujutsu Kaisen is not like fucking Naruto. I'm just tired of this shit. Okay, I'm done now. Anyways, today's video, now that I've screamed out, God knows what. Today's video is simply about, Jujutsu Kaisen and Yu Hakusho. Now, why would I make that statement? Jujutsu Kaisen is simply a child of Yu Hakusho. Now, why would I say this? Well, if you listen to any of Gege's interviews, as well as statements that he's made about Yu Hakusho, you can tell he's clearly inspired, not only by the Dark Tournament and Chapter Black arcs, but it's very prominent in the way that he tells his story.
You okay?
I wanted to pull off a spirit gun.
Alright, so everybody knows right now one of the most sold mangas out in anime, especially after the Demon Slayer movie came out, is Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Kaiba. And if you've heard of Demon Slayer, you've heard of Jujutsu Kaisen, you've heard of Ufotable, you've heard of MAPPA. These companies, as well as the anime involved with these companies and the anime production teams, have been involved in killing the market right now. There's literally, what was it last time I checked? Jujutsu Kaisen, the last time I checked, had 40 million sales in manga. And then we have Demon Slayer after the Demon Slayer movie came out. I'm not even talking about the Demon Slayer movie sales. The Demon Slayer manga had about 81 million copies sold. And if I'm wrong, I'll just put it in the damn videos and edit anyway. But 81 million copies. Jujutsu Kaisen had about 40 million copies. These numbers are astronomical in the state of the economy right now. Not only are we in the midst of the pandemic, but we're also in the midst of a low dry sales transition between physical and digital. And manga and anime is not the same as it used to be. We got Crunchyroll, we got Funimation. We have all these companies now that are trying to get a little piece of the pie. And streaming is now, how money is being made for the majority of people that make anime series. Alright, now I'm going to do my best to make this short because I love anime. All my hobbies I discuss on this channel I love so much that I could talk for hours. So we don't want to do that. So let's try to make this as short as possible. if you're wondering why they title this Yu Hakusho versus Jujutsu Kaisen or vice versa, well, first of all, Yu Hakusho is a classic. And for Jujutsu Kaisen to even be in the same conversation as Yu Hakusho speaks volumes for not only how good the anime is doing, but how fans look and can see the influence from said show. And there will be some people that are newer, so they'll say, oh, what about Hunter x Hunter? It's not the same. Hunter x Hunter it has its moments, but no. It's a completely different atmosphere. So many good things about Yu Hakusho that makes it leagues ahead of most series. And I don't really care what anybody says. I would give legendary status SSS tier way over Dragon Ball Z for Yu Hakusho. That only has to do with the fact that it was one of the most developed 90s anime stories. Early 90s at that, especially compared to Dragon Ball Z. Now, the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen, Gege Akutami, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, we'll fix that. But being in Yu Hakusho explains so much of how the characters and his own story, how the story is written. Now, I'm going to be making some spoilers here, so if you don't want to watch that in terms of comparing to Yu Hakusho, hide, jump in a basket, go to sleep, do what you gotta do. Just disappear. Now, for me, Yu Hakusho actually, where it excels with the overall villains in the series. See, in most manga and anime in the 90s, you didn't really see too many developed villains in the same context as you would, let's say, today. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we had a bunch of Muzans. Yeah, I'm shitting on Demon Slayer. Muzan is one of the worst big top tier shonen villains, shonen antagonists I've ever fucking seen. Muzan's horrible. He's fucking trash. Yu Hakusho has interesting villains and demonic arcs. So what does Jujutsu Kaisen have that Yu Hakusho has? You can also see a lot of the influence as well. Now, the Shibuya arc in Jujutsu Kaisen is one of those seemingly endgame type arcs. You can even, if you want to be lazy and compare it to Naruto, you compare it to the Chunin exam, you compare it to the Hunter exam, you compare it to any anime or series with a fucking exam in it. It's not the same. In the same beast arc, Yusuke and Kuwabara had a limited time to handle and defeat their opponents. Basically because they're trying to save the world from demonic beasts and flies, from possessing other human beings taking over the world, and demons basically purging humanity. This is what typical villains do, right? They try to get your girlfriend, they try to either assault, abuse, or kidnap said partner or your loved ones to take advantage of your weaknesses. You know the usual, to top it off, classic end of the world vibes, or at least the human world, right? He and Kurama join up and they defeat their opponents, save the world, and the rest is history. Or is it? The Shibuya arc, unlike the Same Beast arc, although similar in nature to make the main threats, there has been an antagonist built for multiple arcs, which in this case is Suguri Geto. This is why I said there were spoilers, so if you're still watching, it's not my fault. Now, Yusuke, his opponent in that similar nature was Toguro. However, for Yuji, in the same context, his personal antagonist is Mahito. Toguro, like Mahito, they're both protagonists.
Bro, what? Come on! I need you to lick the door.
Toguro, like Mahito, they're both antagonists that were literally rivals for the main characters. In the same context for like Gon and Pito, in some aspects, Mahito does torture Yuji, tortures his heart. See, Yuji is a kind-hearted young man, and he cares more about his friends being harmed, his people and his family being hurt, a stranger on the street. That's how Yuji is. And even though Yusuke, in comparison, is a punk, he's a delinquent, and he doesn't cause a struggle, it's all a facade. I mean, you've seen his spirit beast poo. He has a soft heart inside. Like Mahito tortures Yuji, Yusuke is also tortured by Toguro in a completely different way. In particular, when Toguro faces death, he pulls up in this parking lot, basically sidelines Yusuke.
That's 60%!
So I'm going to annihilate them, and I'm going to annihilate you. Basically says, I want you to join this tournament, or I'm going to kill your family and your friends, everyone you care about.
2 months from now, a martial arts competition will be taking place.
Oh, sounds like fun.
And Yusuke's like, man, I beat you before, you know, I'm not really sweating it. And then Toguro says, hey, I was only like 30% in strength when I fought you. I actually go to 60%. He just goes and destroys the entire parking lot. It's a crazy ass scene, a great intimidation tactic without actually physically hurting anyone. Unlike other demons Yusuke's faced, Toguro makes it clear he sets a precedent that he's the strongest demon Yusuke's ever fought and more cunning.
And we'll take a glass of orange juice over ice.
The same goes for Mahito. Mahito plays that same game but in a very different tense because Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't have demons in it. Before I explain Mahito's character, I want you to understand Toguro, a B-class demon who sold his soul for more power and even betrayed his friends for it and his immortality. Toguro was mostly bored and needed someone to be a true competition because he was always winning. Does that remind you of anybody? Does that remind you of anyone?
At last, I will be able to do battle at 100%.
The demon world being closed off, Toguro could have found means to get defeated by someone else. But I recall Human couldn't beat him anyway. Toguro would have gotten destroyed by Sensui. He was another antagonist in Yu Hakusho. Sensui, by the way, is not my favorite antagonist. He's one of my favorite antagonists, but not my favorite compared to Toguro. Which is ironic because he's a lot more complex. He's very... Sensui in the entire Chapter Black arc, which I will talk about another time.
With arrogance and insecurity, they have destroyed their most sacred gifts, their world, and their brothers. At long last, their day of judgment has come. Who am I to pass that judgment? This ends here.
Never, Shinobu! It has yet to begin!
Yeah, that literally is what Jujutsu Kaisen is based off of. It's not just Yu Hakusho as a series. It is just the aura and atmosphere of that arc is the best way I can explain. Toguro would have gotten destroyed by Sensui, especially because him and Saki would be trying to open the Demon Gate, and I already know how that would have ended. Like, it would have been monstrous. Toguro was way too blind in his mission, and he was way too into losing. He didn't think about anything else, or the consequences. As I said before, despite the fact that Mahito was more like Sensui, simply Sensui and Toguro have one common denominator which I can't stand, and that is the, I guess you want to call it the I want to die trope, which somehow became really popular with villains and protagonists in most anime. Sensui was so complex, but at that point, you already ran its course. Like, Yu Hakusho already ran its course with the complex villain, you know, that wants to kill himself. At a certain point, you don't want to hear the same shit repeated over and over again. Why is Mahito not like Toguro, right? Well, Mahito is a cursed spirit. He's not human. Toguro is a human being who sold his soul to become demonic or demon. He was never born a demon. Mahito enjoys playing with the mind and bodies of humans. He believes he was created based on the premise of strong hatred that most human beings have for each other. Junpei is a child who Yuji met early on in Jujutsu Kaisen. Junpei wanted revenge against children who bullied him, and ends up being manipulated by Mahito. Not only did Mahito leave one of Sukuna's fingers around Junpei's mother, so she'd be killed to set up further plans, Mahito had for Yuji. Mahito lies and says Shota, Junpei's bully, placed the fingers in his home. So you can only imagine how that went. Yuji was born with just his grandfather who passed away early on. And in comparison, Yusuke technically had both his parents in his life. His father just never came around, even though he still existed, and his mother raised him on his own. He's gambling, he's smoking, he's skipping school. His mother is at home, sleep all the time. Of course he doesn't want to go to school, he's a delinquent. And in comparison, we have Yuji, who he doesn't have any of those same problems, and he doesn't let those things corrode him at all. Yuji pretty much just is a good guy. He's an athlete, and Yuji's an athlete in comparison, who pretty much is just a good-natured guy no matter what's going on and whatever happens to him. So even when Yuji becomes possessed by Sukuna, he still puts the needs of others first. And don't let Yusuke's exterior fool you. That's exactly his personality, despite how rude, crass, and disrespectful he can be at times. During Yuji and Junpei's confrontation, Mahito turns Junpei into a monster, basically using his idol transformation. The boy is killed simply to awaken and stir the pot, being Sukuna's vessel. In comparison, Toguro doesn't truly believe in torturing his victims and only destroying them in combat. He's a good man, but I can argue the reason for this is Gege's obsession with darker stories. And without spoiling too much though, the Shibuya arc will likely be one of the greatest anime arcs. I want UFO Table to be part of this project. I'm sorry, I do. Mappa's good. Shout out to Mappa. But nobody's touching UFO Table right now. I really wanted to talk about, and maybe we'll leave that for another video, is the Culling game and Chapter Black and how similar they are, but I need the Culling game arc to end before I can make that comparison. So for now, Jujutsu Kaisen is not even finished yet, and the comparisons that I am making and similarities, they're short-winded because the series is not over, but you can clearly see the influence throughout the story. As I said before, there are characters, Yusuke and Yuji, antagonists such as Mahito, Sensui, and Toguro, and many other things that lead to further development and expanding on the worlds between both series, Yu Hakusho and Jujutsu Kaisen. Despite the similarities, could you say one series is better than the other? Well, right now, yeah, you could say Yu Hakusho is a better series. Why? Because it fucking ended! Maybe in the future we could compare Chapter Black and the Culling game, but until then we can't do that, these little side comparisons, we gotta stop it. This video really wasn't just for me to compare the two. I just wanted to make small slight examples. It's not that in depth. It's not some super deep analysis video. I just wanted to make it very clear. There is some small similarities. I'm not going to go into every character. That's too much. But Yu Hakusho is great, and Jujutsu Kaisen is basically the son of that series. You can respect both, and you can respect any anime manga you enjoy without disrespecting the other. Again, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, I'll definitely do so. I will definitely be dropping some more videos come soon. I had to take some slight time off and look at some things. The last video that I did, I put a lot of work into, the Midsommar video, and it drove me crazy due to the copyright issues I kept getting. And YouTube's algorithm is horrible. They were telling me that my video was causing self-harm, even though it had nothing to do with that. So, I'll maybe I'll rant about it another day, but it upset me, and for a while, I really don't want to even set up and make content, because that was a lot of time and hours and energy I had to put into to even make the video. Anyways, I'm DoctorDead. DoctorDead out.